Hey, Shanvi. Good to see you. Damn. What vape was it? There was one that was at 80 something. What are you confused about, J-Man? So it's at 13. We'll hit it for a minute. I came on right before you needed it. Hey, that's what's up. Thank you, Brian. Oh, right before I ended it? Yeah. I just wanted to restart because, yeah. Guys, make sure to hit that like button.
Well, there is a mom.
What?
You probably.
What's up, Napoleon?
I might go to my Google Maps.
That's what I spit on your lip for. She said her man was a rich boy, so we stick him out like a bill boy. You see they silver, they tip for, from fraud into the real world. Bitch, I feel bulletproof, fucking casket, knife in a gunfight, bitch, I'm stabbing. I just wish for the blue like Aladdin, swallow my jacket, go go gadget. Bitch, I feel bulletproof, fuck a casket, knife in a gunfight, bitch, I'm stabbing.
What's everyone up to tonight? Y'all chilling? Having a good night? That's alright. You can think that, Napoleon. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. This is the first time I've heard this song, so
we can't do that anymore. You can't rap about anything that
I can't say whether I like it or not.
offends anybody. I need a nature show. Butterflies on both my doors. Her and her girlfriend got tattoos. They both say 444. Stop in time like I control so well. Still keep two blades on my body. Learn to go to war. I do a step by. Go, I got a step by. Hey, motherfucker, they quick by. That's why I spit out the fire. Behind the clothes, a wrist boy. So we stick him out like a pill boy. You see, they silver, they tip for. From fraud into the real world. Bitch, I feel bulletproof, fucking casket, knife in a gunfight, bitch, I'm stabbing. I just wish for the blue like Aladdin. Swallow my jacket, go go gadget. Bitch, I feel bulletproof, fucking casket, knife in a gunfight, bitch, I'm stabbing. I just wish for the blue like Aladdin. Swallow my jacket, go go gadget. Okay, that nigga say he wanna meet me, bitch, okay, come see me. I'm not shooting BBs, that nigga gon' have to try to stay a lot of them motherfucking peaches. This shit is too easy, blame him with my BBs like I got my brain. Hold on to his house, but they want to know that sound. Mine was the house, so I'm spraying like last time. I'm flying and ain't gonna motherfucking price on. I don't even write songs, shit on my ice on. She gonna string it, but like a price on. Playing a fight on. I was really fucked up, but I killed her. Let by go be bygones, bitch, I'm an icon. Punch a hole right in your body like Tyson.
Sorry.
So my chick, I'm like, she was some motherfucking Tyson. That's a vacuum. You better hide from my niggas, come catch you. We bust your head like some motherfucking cashews. She call me something like he from the Matthew side. Bulletproof fucking casket, knife in a gunfight, bitch, I'm stabbing. I just wish for the blue like Aladdin. Tool in my jacket, go go catch it, bitch, I feel bulletproof. Fucking casket, knife in a gunfight, bitch, I'm stabbing. I just wish for the blue like Aladdin. Tool in my jacket, go go catch it.
I feel like he's screaming at me. Anyway. Honestly, I don't know. I think it's a genre of rap But I don't really know what it's considered. If we're being honest. I think I want to make some oatmeal, y'all. Give me a second. It's my last bit. And then I think we're gonna watch one of Bose's videos because hers are good as fuck too. Why?
This is your first video.
Do you want nuggets?
No, I'm not hungry.
Okay, well I wanted to ask.
I'm just saying that this is your first video. Well, this is not because, well, this is.
I've made a lot of other videos.
I know. That's because I was over there in the background, just, well, in the front room, just saying a lot of things.
Okay,
I was basically making your videos better.
yeah, you always make my videos better, baby. Go ahead. Give me just 1 sec, guys. I won't take long. Give me just 1 sec, guys. We're almost done. Alright, I'm just about done. Your girl is back. Yeah, usually his stuff sounds better. Okay, we're gonna listen to this Bose video. You guys should listen to it with me. I'm still gonna talk to you guys too. I'm just kind of playing this sort of to have in the background, sort of to also listen, but.
In my face, threatening when you get home, I'm gonna kill you. Maybe get a couple shots fired at you. Said I was emotionally abusive. Buy myself a present for Haley's birthday every year. You think it's gonna happen to you, baby? I just want a hug. You know what? Honestly, I don't give a shit. Oh my god, I love narcolepsy. I don't have an intro. I'm scared.
On March 25th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a laundromat in response to a woman's report of an assault by her roommate.
They all get these from the same videos, don't they? Do you want to watch it with me? You should. It's You Have No Proof. Abusive Roommate from Hell Freaks Out on Police. By Bose versus the Worlds. That's her channel. Y'all should watch it with me if you want to. I'll send you all over there. You'll watch this shit. Her shit's good. Like, genuinely good. Yeah, it's not done. I wish I had brown sugar, but I don't. Yeah. For sure.
That's a really normal sugar.
Yeah, I know. We don't have brown sugar. That's what I just said. We don't have it.
I have some sugar.
No, just to eat sugar? No, you're not gonna just eat sugar. Sorry, I had to put it back in. There's no other mods here. I don't think. I don't know if Sean B is here, but... Nobody hardly ever listens to these videos with me. There's always like one person here in chat.
Hello, what's going on? We just got a literal, she's over there, officer. What's going on with that female? All night long.
What's up, Walking Tall? Good to see you again.
She's sitting over there in that parking lot with a blue laundry bag and a black trash bag. She was wearing black. I've got bruises all over my body from her. She's threatened to slit my throat.
Okay, I gotta put this back in. That's like watery a little bit.
She's kicking me out when we're running at my belongings. She damaged my car just now pretty much. She pulled all my stickers off.
What do you want to do right now?
I would like to file charges for She's gonna be in the credit card.
When did this happen?
All night long. She held me hostage, wouldn't let me leave.
What? Okay. Did you call last night?
No, she wouldn't let me. She stole my phone, she stole my keys.
So did you call today?
I
God.
just called when I got
Right
here.
now?
Yo, her describing all this while my girl is just peacefully trying to do some
Welcome back,
laundry
Shambi.
at the laundromat.
To the theater?
It just goes to show sometimes people really be going through some shit and then they just gotta carry on the next day back at the laundromat.
So,
Hey, I just need to talk to her real quick.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
I just need to talk to you real quick. Okay.
Just listening to this video, talking to you guys, and just made some oatmeal.
So far, we have one lady at the laundromat that is saying she took my phone, she's hitting me, she's spitting on me, I have bruises on my arm, I want to press charges. And then on the other hand, we have this other lady that's saying, I don't know what she's talking about, she's crazy, don't know what to tell you. Let's see where this goes.
Well, that's what we need to try to figure out now. Can you just step out of the car for me for a second? While I talk to you?
Yo, the Uber driver's always catching strays. He need to make some money.
Yesterday, she's been beating me
So
up.
why did you call? How did you get to Laundromat?
I drove my car.
So how did you get out?
I just left when she was in the shower. Actually, she came with me. I thought we could try to work things out. We got here and she started being violent. I have witnesses.
Okay.
I'm trying to walk away from her. She's following me. She's all in my face and spitting on me and threatening me.
This lady strikes me as somebody that, we've talked about this all week. It's people that have experienced some kind of physical abuse in their childhood or physical abuse was normalized to them. They get taught that physical abuse is loved, especially if it comes from like an early caregiver or something. And then later in life, they end up meeting people that are physically abusive and also normalize it. And they're like, hey, this is just a part of life. I can handle this. I've handled it before. I can do it again. This is normal to me.
She's following me. She's
No.
all in my face and spitting on me.
It is not.
Okay.
Threatening me. I told her
She's your roommate?
I told her I'm not giving her a ride home. I am literally just trying to go home.
Right now, we're trying to figure some stuff out, right? So, yes, you're not
So are
free
you
to
gonna
leave.
give me a ride home? Because I just paid this guy and he's just trying to work.
I
Like, this
understand
is his
that.
job.
I understand that.
Using this third-party person as a tool, she knows she's in trouble. She knows what she just did. Assuming that everything the other lady is saying is true, and that there are other witnesses at the laundromat that saw her assault them, she knows that what she did is about to get her in trouble. But then she like offsets it to this guy, like, "Hey, this upstanding citizen over here, he needs to work, girl. That is not the issue. You know it."
This oatmeal's good as fuck.
That's what I'm saying. If he wants to wait, he can. I'm not sure.
No, he
On the
shouldn't
other-
have to.
Hold on.
He said, "I gotta
Very
go."
sorry, sir.
Very sorry.
I'm just trying to go home.
Here we go. I can see it
I've
already.
done
Here we
nothing.
go.
I don't believe you
Got
have a
anything?
right to speak to me. I really don't.
Okay, the amount of tools we just cycled through is f***ing insane. Sir, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with whatever this is. Officer, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what we're doing here. And honestly, I don't even think that you should be able to speak to me. Girl, it was all in 10 seconds. It's like the tool whirlwind.
No,
They throw out
I'm
anything they
listening
can.
to it for entertainment purposes and reacting to it. So it's I'm not showing it, so it doesn't really.
I got out of it, and then I did allow her to get in the car and drove her here, but then she
And on
started
these
back over here.
vertical
So when
streams,
did-
we have
when you got
different
here,
rules,
did you
sort
get-
of,
when did
than
you get
regular
hit, or how
videos.
did that-
I didn't
This
get
is like a
hit here.
podcast. I'm like listening to a podcast right now.
My whole head is bruised and sore.
Do you want medical?
Bruises everywhere. That's just
And I'll take some pictures of all that.
my whole hand. She threatened to slit my throat with a car key. She did all this up here.
And nothing
This was
happened.
like a big, huge bump, and she pulled like brushfuls of hair out of my
Can you
head.
show me? Are you able to?
I don't know if you can see it. It's so sore.
So, right now we're investigating a battery, okay?
There's nothing to investigate. They have cameras there. I didn't touch the woman. I didn't.
just based on her pose alone.
Hang on, let's actually. Wait, what's.
I'm like, she did it.
I wonder what the. Hold on, let's see something. No, you're good. Yeah, I make sure before I do things. No worries. I give full credit to the owners. Like, she's literally reacting to a video herself. So if that's the case, then... It is a little boring, though, I'm not gonna lie. My oatmeal's hot as fuck. The fight at the laundromat. That's not really what I'm trying to listen to. I mean, I think it's true crime. The fuck? Damn, everything is for P. Diddy, everything. There's what over? What's up, Worthy? Oh, I mean, no, but I'm trying to find something else more interesting to watch. Right? I know, I just don't want to listen to P. Diddy stuff. All of it's like P. Diddy. Okay, we'll listen to this one. Wait, maybe not. Hang on. Is it? Okay, well, listen to this one. This one was tied to a post. It says, disabled woman tied to backyard post later dies under mysterious circumstances.
Residents. I mean, I don't think it's right for someone to be tied up to a chair outside when it's cold out.
What you gotta understand is the things you use to restrain are not even close to legal.
On a chilly night, November 2022, police in Wildwood, Florida found a woman tied to a chair in the backyard.
Yeah.
They'd soon discovered that the woman had developmental and physical disabilities that made it nearly impossible for her to advocate for herself. And despite pleas from officers on scene that the woman go to the hospital, the owner of the care home where she lived seemingly refused. Just days later, some of those same officers returned to the care home, but this time for a death investigation. We are partnering up with our sponsors at Morgan & Morgan to talk about the ongoing legal battle to hold the caretaker accountable and get justice for Nicole Baker. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Well, that's fucked up.
A heartbreaking case today. Allegations of incompetence, allegations of medical malpractice, allegations of a lack of empathy, and all that apparently led to the death of 27-year-old Nicole Lynette Baker back in 2022. Attorneys with the powerhouse law firm Morgan claim that the actions of caretakers
Good. I'm glad,
at the
Beanie.
care home
I'm glad it
Nicole
was helpful.
lived caused her to die. And it's their alleged
Thanks for being here and
actions
talking to me,
that are
man.
being called into question in an ongoing lawsuit that we're going to talk about. So Nicole's autopsy report revealed she only weighed 91 pounds at the time of her death. And the lawsuit against the group home, called Beyond Expectations, states, quote, due to mental and physical disabilities, Nicole Baker was unable to effectively speak, communicate, care for, or protect herself in any way. Quote, she and her family placed their trust in Beyond Expectations LLC and Teresa L. Williams to care for and protect her from harm. But Wildwood police discovered the opposite on November 23rd, when they responded just before midnight to a report from a neighbor that he'd been hearing someone crying for help for several hours.
There's somebody in that car, I think there's someone saying help me, and I can't, I can understand that they're saying help me, but I can't distinguish whether it's a male or female or how old.
And it's this house right here.
Yeah. Because my carport's right next to it, and I just walked out there, and that's when I heard it.
Gotcha.
Like the window.
Alright, we're gonna go check real quick. Yeah.
Hello? Are you okay? No.
449 Hunter, send back up.
The other officer's body cam gives us
What
a
the
better
fuck?
angle of what the officer saw through that fence.
Well, if you have to do that, do that.
Hello? Are you
It's
okay?
better you do that than the alternative.
Yo, bro. Yep. 428 Hunter, we have a female tied up in the back of this residence. Hello, are you okay? Are you
Well,
okay?
I get it, totally.
I need to go see the hospital.
Are you okay?
Uh,
Alright, I'm cutting her off. Cutting her down. Alright. I have no clue. She's signal 20, I'm thinking. Alright, are you okay? I took them off. Okay. I took them off. Alright. Here, sit down here. Sit down right here.
So these officers apparently found Nicole sitting in a plastic chair with her hands tied to a wooden pole. She was wearing a t-shirt, pajama pants, sneakers. According to a police report, it was around 66 degrees at the time with a light mist. This is such a sad case, but it's an important one. It's an important one to cover, and I'll tell you what, we wouldn't have even known about it if it wasn't for Morgan & Morgan. The lawyers in this case, our sponsor, our partner. This is America's largest injury law firm. Let me tell you what, Morgan & Morgan, they're incredible. They have an amazing track record. In the past few months, Morgan & Morgan secured a $9.3 million verdict for a car crash victim in Florida, a $5.6 million verdict for another car accident victim in Atlanta, and not to mention $1.8 million in Kentucky after insurance offered them just $5,000 in that case. And even if you think your case isn't worth
Right,
millions of
walking
dollars,
tall.
why not just start a claim and fight for what you deserve? Morgan & Morgan makes it so simple. You can start a claim from your phone in 8 clicks, and everything from signing contracts to uploading documents to talking
She wasn't
to your
even
legal
able to,
team, it
like,
can all be done through the phone. So if you're injured,
I don't
you
know,
can easily start a
communicate
claim
that she
at
was...
fornpeople.com/LC-sidebar. Now, unsure of the situation, the officers bang on the back door of the home, guns drawn. 2 adults, a caregiver named Desiree and her boyfriend Thordis, eventually come outside, with police temporarily detaining Thordis for refusing to follow their instructions. Desiree is an employee of Beyond Expectations, while Thordis is Teresa Williams' son. Now, while some of the officers sweep the home to determine who else is inside, others end up cutting the pieces of clothing that were apparently being used to tie Nicole to the post and get her a blanket to cover her up.
I don't know if you saw, we took the ribbons off. It was making impressions in her wrist. They were so tight. And they were knotted, like, the first one was 2 knots on this hand, the second one was 3 knots, and then there was, like, 4 knots on this hand.
Did we get pictures of her wrist?
Yeah. Her wrist, where the ribbons were, is smaller than her actual, it, like, made an impression. It was so tight.
Unreal, dude.
And she's skin and bone, so it's 66 degrees out.
Right, Sean B.
She's freezing.
And they quickly realize that getting information about what's going on, it's going to be difficult. Nicole's speech is jumbled, she seems confused, and Desiree won't talk until her boss, Teresa, gets there.
Do you know your name, sweetie?
Nicole.
Nicole? How long have you been outside? Out here?
It is snowing.
Your friends are coming outside? Who's your friends?
I went outside all week.
She's so skinny, too.
Do you want to take her to the hospital?
We're gonna have a doctor to take a look at you. Make sure you're okay. Okay?
But I want something.
I know you do. What's on your wrist, Nicole?
Huh?
What's on your wrist?
I'm taking it out.
No, you can leave it. Who put those there?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Are we gonna have dinner tonight?
I'm sure you'll have some dinner, yeah. You hungry? Yeah, you hungry?
I want pizza.
You want pizza? Okay.
Nicole asks for food several times, also requests to go to the hospital. The officers and later paramedics think that that is a good idea, even if just to get checked out. But there's confusion about who needs to give permission for Nicole to go.
I don't understand how you can tie that person up and then still pull power of them. That's bull.
Wow.
There's no way that should still be viable. There's got to be something.
Hi, miss.
There's got to be something. How are you gonna tie somebody up against their will, have them cold, freezing, and then say no, we don't want them transported?
Yeah.
Like, it should be Nicole's decision right now whether she wants to get transported or not, and she wants to go, and I don't blame her. I don't want to leave her here.
So Teresa eventually arrives on scene and seems confused about why the home would be surrounded by police.
I don't know what the workers told you so far, but pretty much we got someone in the area hearing someone yell for help.
Okay.
And when we got here, they were able to see that there was a resident tied up in this carport back here, behind the back on a chair, with no one supervising her, just tied up.
Okay. Well, sometimes we have several people in the house that if there's any occasions, they have to try to protect the ones that's safe. Now, I'm not sure which person it might be, but it's a possibility that we do have one that does hit, and she will run away. So sometimes they restrain her, but I don't think that it's...
Well, I mean, this isn't medical restraints. This is like a piece of fabric, like a cloth, tied to behind the back to a metal chair.
Wow, that's crazy sad.
There's nothing medical about that whatsoever.
Well, if this is the one Nicole, we have a client that lives here. Nicole, she often get away. So she will fight, she will hit, and for her sake, sometimes they do restrain her. So, and we do have orders from the doctor.
So Desiree explains to an officer that there are 4 other patients who also live in the home, and she apparently was outside with all of them when Nicole reportedly became aggressive and out of control, so she ended up apparently tying her up to the chair while she got the other patients inside and helped them go to bed. And she claims Nicole was only out there for about 30 minutes. So Teresa gets a binder from inside the home that she says contains all of Nicole's paperwork. The officers, they continue to question how it can be acceptable to tie someone, anyone, up outside at nearly midnight.
What's the owner's name? Teresa. Do you have that power of attorney stuff? You have the power of attorney stuff on you? You mind if I take a look at it? The power of attorney stuff? You have power of attorney, right?
No, we don't have. There's no power of attorney.
There's no power of attorney?
Yes, she has. She's competent. In her notes, she's competent. Not unusual sometimes for her to scream for 4, 5, 6, 8 hours. But after a certain amount of medicine, we could only give her. She only has an order for a certain amount of medicine for anxiety within a certain amount of time. So when she's having these behaviors, it's not like we have authorization to just give her this medication. So the only other offense we have is to separate her. And if she's throwing, or if she's hitting, or if she's biting.
To separate her, so they tie her up outside.
And it's not so much for just
Thank
for her,
you, Billy.
it's for everybody's safety, And that's what she was doing.
So they tied her to a wooden post.
So is there orders that say that she's to be on a wood pillar? Well, it's not. It doesn't say a specification to a wood pillar outside in a chair. But wherever the situation is, if that's where the option was,
I'm pretty sure that a doctor's not going to write an order to tie somebody up outside.
It's not an order to tie anybody up
Is
anywhere.
there an order in that book that says tie her up outside?
It's not an order to say to tie them out anywhere in specification.
There's medical restraints that doctors use.
But if that is correct, if there are restraints, so if there are and she does have an order, if there are activities to where she's harmful to herself, or hurting, in threat of hurting some of the other clients, then of course we have orders to restrain her.
With medical restraints or with scarves?
Whether it's, and I'm not sure. No, it's not. It's whatever you have to restrain her with at that time.
Whatever you have to restrain her with at that time is crazy.
Being difficult.
So she's basically saying, oh, I could have handcuffed her to that pole and it would have been okay.
I guess the way to look at it is if you are a behavioral facility. You should have other methods of dealing with this besides tying them
First
up
off, this is a house.
specialize in
And that's the least. That's the
you
last.
don't tie people up outside.
That's the last. And I don't think
law
that.
enforcement, if there is something that severe to where you have to, if you feel you have to tie a person up outside because you are that worried for the safety of them and the safety of the people in the home, then at that point you pick up the phone, you say, hey, I need 911 here.
But Teresa continues to insist that the caregivers have permission to restrain Nicole when she becomes a danger to herself or others. And according to the lawsuit against Teresa and Beyond Expectations, Teresa told law enforcement that this is not the first time Nicole had been tied up, and that it was common practice when residents acted up. But there's still a lot of confusion. Does the group home have guardianship of Nicole? What about power of attorney? Does Nicole herself have any agency? In the end, paramedics looked at the documentation that she had and determined she had authority over Nicole's medical and dental care. So Teresa refused to allow Nicole to go to the hospital. And then a supervisor from the police department came out to talk to Teresa about the situation.
If she would have been inside, it would have been a different situation. She was outside where they couldn't control her. She couldn't control her. So she since she was in that area where she was already at, temporarily, that's what she did until she was getting the situation.
Okay, so how temporary is temporarily?
I think it was like 30 minutes.
So, in that 30 minutes, it wasn't possible to call 911. It was impossible to call an ambulance. It was possible to get a possible Baker Act. It wasn't possible. I'm trying to be as level-headed as I can here.
Oh shit, my
Under
phone's
no
gonna die.
circumstances would I consider that okay. Under no circumstances, unless it was absolutely an
Nothing.
situation to where you had to restrain her long enough to get an ambulance here or the police here to Baker Act her and or hospital.
And I think that in that
Kids always make you take accountability.
It's not like she had been there for an extended amount of time.
Well, the complainant says she's been hearing him all day. Now, I can't verify that or not because the house is kind of secluded and you can't really see it.
Well, you know, when you say, wait a minute, when you say hearing them all day, it's quite possible that she did hear it, wherever it comes from. This is something she do all day, every day.
Now, according to an incident report, the supervisor determined that there appeared to be, quote, substantial reason to tie up Nicole, although the means and location were not the best choice. As police leave the home, Teresa has this to say.
Have a little mercy on us.
I understand that.
Have a little mercy. Have a little mercy on us. If you knew everything that we actually deal with on a regular basis, on a daily basis.
I'm sure it's extremely difficult. That's great.
According to a police report from that night, an officer contacted the Florida Department of Children and Family Services and got the runaround. The officer requested an on-call investigator immediately respond, but the investigator said since Nicole was an adult, what's known as a, quote, adult protective investigator would need to be contacted by calling a hotline. So when the officer called the hotline, he was told they would try to get out there within the next 24 hours, but couldn't guarantee it. Less than a week later, after all is said and done, Nicole would be dead. Officers, including some of the same ones who had responded to the home days before, responded to a call about an unresponsive person. And despite the apparent emergency situation, an officer had to actually jump a locked gate to get inside the property.
4:30, sometimes 14, gates locked. Do you have a history of using it for kind of drugs? Does she have any medical conditions?
Yeah, she's got a lot of medical conditions. Nicole. Yeah.
I'll take over compressions. I need you to go open the gate for AMR and the EMS. Because it's locked. That's 10-4. I'm 10-12. Starting compressions.
Going back to the lawsuit against Teresa and Beyond Expectations, it reads, on or about November 28, 2022, Teresa L. Williams called 911 because Nicole was unresponsive. She claimed she had moved Nicole from the bed to the floor, had checked on her not too long before law enforcement's arrival. EMS providers were able to determine that Nicole had been dead for some time prior to the call.
Wow.
History of drug use or abuse of medications with her?
No, she just has a long
Medical
history and a long-term use of medications because of the history that she has.
But no abuse?
No abuse.
Okay. Do we know if she has control of her own meds?
No, they're dispensed to her by the caretakers.
So the same police supervisor speaks with Teresa again after Nicole is found dead. And Teresa tells him that the Department of Children and Families investigator came out, checked everything out, apparently finding nothing was wrong.
So the investigator
That's fucking
actually came out
crazy.
24 hours after the police department came out on Thursday. So that's where we were with that.
Okay, so they didn't suggest that she go to the hospital and get checked out?
No. Not to my knowledge, they didn't tell that to me.
Okay, did you tell them you had power of attorney and said no?
No, I did not tell them I had a power of attorney. Matter to the fact, I explained all of that to them. What we have is this right here. They took pictures of what I have. They was asking me about guardianship. Told them that I did not have guardianship over Nicole because Nicole on the care. This is what we have from our state office for Nicole.
The only issue I see right now is if in fact, it was my understanding, and I may be wrong, it was my understanding that EMS has told them that they're not allowed to take her to the hospital. It's my understanding. And if that's the case, and I can easily go back and look at all the videos. If that's the case, then we're going to have an issue. If it's not the case, then I don't see that we're going to have an issue. Only because any kind of medical intervention between that night and today may have changed things, maybe not. I don't know. We don't even know what you guys know.
Exactly.
So, but that's where we stand. We're going to have to obviously call DCF again and let them roll in a little deeper.
But the lawsuit takes into question what Teresa apparently told police on the day that Nicole died, because the complaint reads, however, this time when speaking with law enforcement, Teresa L. Williams said placing Nicole in a chair outside is not a common practice, and that the incident on November 23rd, 2023 was the first and only time that it happened. There were numerous inconsistencies and contradictory statements by Teresa L. Williams throughout her interaction with law enforcement. Now, an autopsy later confirmed that Nicole died of combined drug toxicity, meaning she was given too much medication and overdosed. And in what may be the most heartbreaking part of this, it is laid out in the complaint that neither Teresa L. Williams nor any other staff member of Beyond Expectations LLC ever notified Nicole's family of her passing.
Wow.
Instead, they had to learn of this tragic incident from the funeral home. So the lawsuit lays out 5 causes of action that they're suing under. Medical malpractice, wrongful death against Beyond Expectations LLC, medical malpractice, wrongful death against Teresa L. Williams, civil false imprisonment against Beyond Expectations LLC, abuse, neglect, and exploitation of a vulnerable adult against Beyond Expectations LLC through its employees, and then abuse, neglect, and exploitation of a vulnerable adult against Teresa L. Williams. Okay, so I'm joined right now by Samantha Spandau,
She's
the attorney
fucked.
from Morgan, who is handling this case. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really, really appreciate it. I want to start off first and foremost. How's Nicole's family doing at this point?
Yeah, Nicole's family, they're doing okay. Once something like this happens and you lose a loved one, there's always going to be a hole in the family and your heart and your day-to-day. But with this medical malpractice case progressing, they're starting to finally feel just a sense of hope and a sense of justice. That's something that they haven't been able to feel in a very long time.
It's interesting you say that, because I was talking with my producer about this before we did this interview, and one of the things that she relayed to me, and we'll talk more about the actual legal case, is that it's not so much about the money, right? For you and the family, it's more than that. It's not about the money.
It's not. And when we first met with the family, we really didn't even know if we'd be able to recover any type of monetary compensation. It really for them was Teresa Williams is a nurse, and she's a nurse who still currently holds her license and has the ability to possibly do this to someone else and to another family. And not only do they want justice for themselves, and they want to feel some sort of vindication that Nicole's death isn't just going unnoticed or unanswered to, but also that down the line this never happens again and the public is aware of what had happened.
Can we follow up on that? You said that she's still a nurse. Has there ever been any kind of disciplinary action against her? Has there been any response regarding this lawsuit, or is she still practicing nonetheless?
So at this point in discovery, we don't know exactly what she's
Damn,
doing
yo.
on her day-to-day. They did revoke the facility's license. So beyond
The house.
expectations, license was revoked, but not her personal nursing license. So we're hopeful that that's something that will happen. That's not something we can achieve in the medical malpractice case. It's up to the Board of Nursing and ultimately the state to do that. But that's something that we're hopeful will happen throughout this process.
Do you know anything about her history?
So we're still getting a lot of that information, but we do know that Wildwood Police Department had actually responded to beyond expectations previous to this regarding another resident. And there were 2 incidents where they responded, and on the last one, they had determined at that point that the facility and Miss Williams did not have the proper resources necessary to care for this specific special needs individual. And besides her removal, nothing really came from that, to our understanding.
Talking about the police, by the way, I want to just go back for a second. Why were there no arrests on the November 23rd, 2022 incident?
You know, that's a great question, and it's a question that I can't answer. The only people who can answer that are the Wildwood Police Department detectives and officers who were there that day and the department itself.
Have they released the statement? Have they provided a response?
They haven't publicly, to our knowledge, released any statement or provided a response. In our conversations with them, they did not answer any of our questions. So we're still left not knowing why exactly they chose not to press charges.
Do you, if this progresses towards a trial, would you hope to subpoena them and have them testify, the officers testify, or members of the department testify?
So if we were able to, it would be something that would be interesting, and we would love to have a lot of that information in a medical malpractice sense, proving that case before a jury. It's not something that evidence would actually come into play as something that is relevant to what happened to Nicole, but it would definitely be interesting to be able to put them on the stand and figure out why exactly they didn't.
One of the more, I shouldn't even say more disturbing, because there's a lot of disturbing allegations in this suit, but there was an allegation that Williams didn't notify Nicole's family. Has there been an explanation for why she wouldn't have done that?
At this point, we don't have one. Through the discovery process, part of that is taking her deposition, and that's a question we'll certainly be asking her.
From what you've been able to gather so far in this case,
That's sad.
That seems so strange, though, right? Like, she wouldn't notify the family that Nicole died.
Yeah.
Do you anticipate what a response could be, what a defense could be to that allegation?
There's always a defense to everything. That specifically is going to be hard to explain. That we know that it didn't happen.
Not sad.
Right? We know because the family never found out until someone.
There is no sad look. It's just my face, dog. I'm sorry.
Explain the justification behind doing that.
I'm just listening to this.
We're unsure of. Truly.
Yeah, it's one that stood out to me. I want to get a little bit into the law here. I wanted to explain a little bit more about the medical malpractice counts. Okay, so how do those apply, and what are you actually alleging? What are the causes of action here when we're talking about medical malpractice against different parties in this case? Explain to us a little bit more about that and how they apply.
Yeah, so it's interesting in this case because first look, it seems very criminal. And with the medical malpractice side, the real reason why this comes in is just because of what type of facility this was and the licensure that Teresa Williams has. So she is essentially a nurse, right? So anything that she does when she's treating her residents is governed by the applicable standard of care. So the nursing standard of care. So whether that being appropriate disciplinary measures when it comes to taking care of adults who have special patient administration, she's operating and doing both of those things through her nursing license. In fact, the only reason why Nicole was at this facility specifically, it was because she was recovering from an injury and Teresa Williams was a nurse. So all of her care that she provided was done so through her nursing license, and that's how we get into this medical malpractice action. So she has this ability to give Nicole her medications. Nicole cannot give her medications herself. So if that is done in a manner that's below the standard of care, that's where we're able to go forward on a medical malpractice civil action.
And what is usually an anticipated defense to this? Is it saying that whatever treatment program was used, whatever medication program
I don't
was
know.
used,
I'd probably
was
sue
following typical
too,
standards,
just
it
out
was
of hope
looking at the facts and
that
circumstances at the
that
time?
somebody
Because
would.
if this does progress to
I don't
trial, they're
know,
going to
just
have
that
to
they would get
explain
their
what we
license
saw in
taken
that body
away at
cam, right?
least.
And I'm curious,
That way they
what
couldn't
is
do this to
usually
anybody
an anticipated
else,
defense to a
at
medical
least
malpractice claim
under
like
these
this?
circumstances.
So this is also a rare type of medical malpractice case, truthfully, and typically in all areas of law, what they like to do is blame the patient, blame the plaintiff, blame the person. So with the false imprisonment counts, there's maybe a way that they can try to explain it. With the medication administration, it's going because it was the medication that Nicole was prescribed. It was just the amount in which she received. That was the issue. So they're going to have to come up with some way to say that was the appropriate amount, even though the autopsy says otherwise, that they did not provide the medication.
Crazy.
You know, there's different things that they can try to say, but they're essentially going to have to blame someone other than themselves.
When it comes to false imprisonment, though, right, from what we saw in the body cam, could they say it was justified?
Yeah,
if
what are
that's
you
been
talking
done
about,
in
Bishop?
other situations before? I'm not familiar with that. I've never seen anything like it. But is that something that maybe is standard if someone is acting out, if a patient's acting out in some capacity? Again, it seems to me on the surface, no. But I'm curious if what a defense could be to false imprisonment.
So they certainly can try. And as you can see in the body camera footage, that's the first thing that they say, is that she was disrupting other residents during feeding time, and that's why they restrained her. You can also see in the body camera footage, the police reports, when the 911 call came in, that this was almost midnight. So if there was a reason, a behavioral reason to restrain her, it wouldn't be outside at night, in the cold, inappropriately dressed, and tied up with her hands behind her back.
Yeah. So
they can say that.
Exactly.
And that's certainly a defense that if I had to, I would. You have no other choice, really, if you have to defend this case, that to say something like that. But it's going to be very difficult for them because it's not so much why they did it.
Dog.
It's the circumstances surrounding how they did it.
Do you think the lack of arrest could impact the case?
We don't, and that's because criminal and civil are completely different, and there's different burdens of proof and different counts and different things that you have to prove. There's aspects to both, but just because something's not criminal in nature, it doesn't mean it's not civil.
Right, 100%. We've seen that countless times. Everybody look up also the OJ case is a classic example of criminal liability. There was something else in your complaint.
To can fall into this protected
Yeah,
statute.
for real.
unfortunately, I understand the need.
Like, I'm concerned for this girl, yeah.
Look at the allegations in this case again.
Other than that, everything's good.
Where are we right now in the litigation? What's the status
You
of
wanna
it?
see Wyland.
Have they filed an answer to your complaint? Where are we, maybe in terms of discovery? Just where are we at right now in litigation, and what do you anticipate the road is going to look like?
Facts.
So we're still in the discovery process. So we're still getting information back and forth, whether it be medical records, answers, requests to produce, interrogatories. What we're still working on is finishing setting the depositions of all the parties. Right now, we have dates set for the mom and aunt of Nicole, and they are ultimately excited. You know, this is the first time in this whole process where they're no longer on the sidelines and they can finally have their voice be heard, and they have the ability to tell, they feel, right, like the world, that Nicole was more than just this person who died and nothing happened. That's how it felt to them for so long. And in these depositions, they're going to be able to say exactly what she meant to them and how much she really just loved life.
You know.
I'm thinking
Listen,
so.
Samantha, I appreciate you coming on and explaining a little bit more of the intricacies.
This guy's head keeps getting bigger and bigger, low key.
Nicole in general and her family.
I swear to God. Have you guys noticed that?
And we're going to keep a careful eye on it. Samantha
Like,
Spandau
it's like his
from
head
Morgan
just keeps
&
growing
Morgan.
upwards.
You were the ones who also told us about this case and shed a light on it. So I think it's important that people learn a little bit more about it. And again, thank you for taking the time.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All we have for you right now here on Sidebar, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, that's so
podcasts,
different.
Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Jesse Weber. I'll speak to you next time.
I think it's his haircut. It's really bad. Like, really bad.
So they get M&Ms, I get
Like, really, really, really bad.
like, do you
Anyways. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry. Now to sift through all the P. Diddy information. Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah.
Crackers with cheese in them.
Okay, guys, I don't know what to watch. Let's go to Court TV.
Have you ever had one of these? Here.
Damn, even on Court TV, it's all Diddy. Hang on, guys. Should I find something for us we can watch? I don't know. So do I. Glad you like it, baby. Okay. Let's hear this body cam one.
So we got a situation. Now, I don't know if this is a routine traffic
I'm
stop
worried.
or whatever.
I get worried every time now.
But obviously they pulled the driver over, and I think he might be riding dirty. Trying to catch him riding dirty. So, let's get to it.
This vape store is called Vapes R Us.
I done got so used to watching these videos now that I be in my mind, I'll be like, all right, pull up behind them, block them in so that person don't try to pull off and run. Like, I'm thinking like them in my head now.
Hello, sir. Officer State Raccoon Police Department. The reason I pulled you over, when you passed me all the way back there, there's some serious tint. I couldn't even see who's in the vehicle. Oh, okay. Computer was down. It took me a while to run your information. Run the plate, I mean. And then as you're pointing to here, you didn't use your turn signal prior to 100 feet before the turn, which you have to do. Come on, what? You have your license on you, sir? No, I didn't have my wallet on me. That's why I started calling my girl. All right. You have your identification. You know your identification info and all that? All right. And were you smoking in here? I smell a little bit of something. Some weed? All right. You don't got no weapons on you, do you? All right. I'm just going to have you step back and pat you down, make sure there's nothing on you, okay?
Well, thanks. Fucking talk.
I never understand, right? And I'm reading the windows, and they say vaporizers, tobacco, hookah, delta 8, CBD, HAC. So I don't know if this area has it where it's legal to smoke. But if it is illegal to be smoking, and you riding around dirty, why are you smoking in the vehicle? I never understand that. I never understand.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense to me why people do that. It's just like, hey, I might as well. I'm riding dirty. I might as well smoke in here too.
Go face away from me, please. You put your keys up on top of you. I don't want none of that phone and your phone. Hands in the back of your head. Lock your fingers for me. Interlock your fingers from behind your head.
Down.
He's fine. You down. Anything in your pockets I need to know about? You careful. Take a look. Yeah, you good. Yeah. Put the money back in there. You say you don't have any form of identification on you?
But my hair was in my mouth. What the fuck?
Okay.
Trying to catch me riding dirty. Of course he's gonna smoke. He's already driving with no fucking license. Of course he's gonna smoke in the car too. If he's gonna get caught, he's gonna get caught.
People go crazy. Step on over here. What's that? Chain? Alright. You step with my partner. Alright. We're just gonna check it. Just take a seat on that bumper right there. Yeah, just give me a second. It shouldn't take too long, alright?
They're checking the car right now.
thought he said he left his wallet in the other vehicle. That was another issue I was about to say. I was like,
Yeah.
just never ride around with their license either, but you must not want them to know. They gonna figure out who you are regardless.
What the fuck?
Fist weight hits the back of your head.
Wait. What he find? What he find?
Yeah, what do you
It must have
find?
been that whatever was in those 2 black bags
Yeah.
in the front seat. But he looked at it, but he didn't really give us no sign or say, "Oh, that's it," or "Whoo." And it, yeah. He had to tell us something. I have no idea what he found at this point.
Yeah, me either.
I'm drooling on myself.
We'll talk about why here in a second, okay? We'll talk about why here in a second, okay? Is this vehicle unlocked?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're about to find out real fast. Don't worry, saying it was not helpful.
Secure this stuff.
What the fuck was in my hair?
I get you now. I just want to make sure everything's out of your pockets, that's all. Alright, take a seat, sir.
What's up, guy?
A whole lot of weed.
A whole lot of weed, he said.
A little bit more than a little bit of weed.
I thought we was legal.
Not this much.
Oh, those are full. Those are full. I thought they were.
Yeah, no, they're full. They're for dope.
So that's what it was. Those 2 black bags on the front seat, and then the dude in the background was like, "I thought it was legal." He was like, "But not that much." I was wondering, because then after I saw the bags, I was like, nah, Buddy ain't just riding around with it in the front seat like that, just visible for all to see. It gotta be legal in the area, in that area or something, if that's what he found. So if it's legal, this is my thing with if it's possibly legal there and you just have to have under a certain amount and you choose to go over, why? 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 Make it make sense, bro. That's an unnecessary reason to go to jail. Especially when it's legal. This is crazy.
You can't have more than, what is it? Basically over 140 grams. You can't have that.
So I can have 139 grams.
Yeah.
What we got?
This is all weed. Yeah, I mean, this is the,
Damn.
trafficking. I mean, I'll call to see if they're okay with me doing it, but this is. Alright, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer, have him or her present with you while being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, won't be appointed to represent you. If you question if you wish, you can decide any time to exercise his rights.
Now, don't get me wrong, the law is the law. But I still don't understand why we arrested people when we could be doing other things, especially when it's legal now. If it's gonna be legal, then why are we wasting our time? You know what I mean? I get the law is the law. Y'all say you can't have her over a certain amount. He had over a certain amount. I get it. Okay, but come on, man. Like, come on. You got police officers complaining they ain't got enough help as it is, or people, police officers around to police the area as it is, and you're gonna waste your time on this. What y'all think about that?
Not answering any questions or making statements. You understand these rights? Have I explained them to you?
Yeah.
It's okay if we talk. So I can explain what's going on. So, that's a lot of weed, man. I mean, like, weed's legal up to a certain amount, but, what do you do with all that weed, dude? Especially in separate packages like that?
Should only be on one.
Two different ones.
I literally just bought it. That's what I'm saying.
Where?
I just smoked.
Where?
I bought it from one of my buddies. I own landscaping, I own properties. That's what I'm saying. I just smoke weed.
What buddy was it?
I wish I had my water so I could show you my Lord.
Huh?
It's just one of my friends.
What's her name?
Huh?
What's her name? Where they live?
I don't know. It's just weed, dude.
So here's
like I'm selling pepper, so bro.
Jesus.
So here's the deal, man. Like, if we were just talking about, let's just say that smaller bag. If it was just a smaller bag, I mean, 1,000,000% we wouldn't even be worried about putting in cuffs. I wouldn't take it. It'd be legal to have. But, like, we're well over the legal amount that you're allowed to have.
I keep in my house and smoke.
Dude, you smoke all of that, you're going to pass out and die.
You don't smoke it in one day.
Dude, look at all of that.
Find some good weed and you hold on to it and you smoke it. When you find good weed,
you can't buy that much at once.
You gotta cherish it.
And plus, that's not even top.
You say you gotta cherish it. You gotta cherish it, bro. You find some good stuff, you gotta cherish it. I ain't mad at him, man. I mean, whoa, bro. But the officer did try to get him to snitch right there. He was like, a friend of mine. Listen, man, I know y'all know these videos are hitting the internet at an alarming rate, so just letting y'all know that.
Talk about the fact that anybody's definitely not someone who's licensed to sell, so he's trafficking. And the other issue is we have where all that cash come from? What's the cash for?
I own houses and I own a landscaping business. So.
You don't have a bank? Why you carry all that? Why you carry all that dough with you?
I wish I had my wallet. I got two banks. I got a business account and a personal account.
Well, listen, we're gonna
criminal dude that smoke weed.
Do you have any record? Have you ever been arrested before?
Yeah.
What have you been arrested for?
Back in like 2016.
What was it for?
It was all kind of weed, and it was when I was young, 18.
Did you go to prison for it, or just?
Yeah.
So it was for trafficking.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't trafficking weed though. It was
fatty or something, or
it was like
coke.
Heroin when I used to be young and dumb.
Okay. Fair enough. So just be patient with us. I mean, we're gonna clear all this, make sure that the powers that be are okay with this. I mean, if they're not comfortable with charging it, I mean, you know, it mitigates it. Like you said, I'm glad that we're not talking about that much of heroin. I mean, you'd have some huge problems, but yeah. So we're just gonna have to take it as it comes. Okay, so just be patient with me, all right? You go to jail for weed now?
I'm not sure. Just hang on. We'll let you know what's going on. Okay?
This is interesting though, because we get to see how or what they will do in these type of situations now. You know what I mean? You don't see too much of this because this is all still fairly new. You know? So if you do get popped and you're over, do you still go to jail or do they hang you a fine?
Yeah.
These are the questions.
Once again, you know, I'm going to court in Massillon for DUI right now. Unless you get a warrant, you think? No, I don't got a warrant.
We're not showing you warrants.
I was suspended driver from the DUI. I'm going to court for in Massillon. So that just happened in October.
The laws are changing a lot, obviously, with weed.
Yeah. I didn't even know. I thought it was just weed.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have that much. And then even if it is trafficking in weed, the you know, the way they deal with it, it's a lot less severe than obviously than other.
I don't even want trafficking. I don't want nothing on my record.
But I mean, there still is trafficking in marijuana, you know. But like you said, he's gonna look into it. Make sure we do our due diligence.
Do you have a scale? No.
I do.
I know. I'm
not.
I thought with if they're gonna get them with trafficking charge or attempt to distribute, wouldn't you have to have it in like baggies or have baggies nearby to show you were attempting to distribute? You just having a bag of weed, that doesn't say trafficking to me. Like he said, that could be his personal use. I don't know how that works though with the whole trafficking and attempt to distribute. I thought it would need to be near baggies or showing. Maybe you got a scale in there like he just asked him. Do you have a scale? Maybe that would cause for concern to say, okay, maybe he's trafficking.
True.
Not one for that. Not this little one, you know. Okay. How much you say it is?
It's like 200 grams.
200 grams. Okay.
Oh, that's how much you said it was.
Yeah, and like I mean, I talked to a prosecutor recently, and they said the same thing. You know, just you can still have trafficking in marijuana. It's just the way the state treats it is a lot less severe, obviously, than other stuff. So my partner's just going to look into it.
Time scale, like, you know, the one we usually use. When you gave me mine. Yeah, I don't even want to have to deal with none of that court, dude. I've been doing good for so long. It's not like especially over some weed, that is so pointless.
Pool 1348. 1348. Move me out at BG.
Yeah, that does suck.
Yeah. Am I gonna go to jail for the weed?
I don't think so, but
oh my god, weed.
You better worry about your license. That might be the thing. I thought I heard him say his license was suspended, like he wasn't supposed to be driving. So is he saying he got to go to court for that or something like that? So that might be your cause for concern too.
That's what I can have. I don't know if she's at work or not, but if not, I can have another licensed driver get the car or drive me home.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, you are. Well, I mean, you are suspended.
Yeah, I'm suspended because of that DUI, but I'm gonna beat it. Dude. It was some bull.
Where did you get?
I was at a bar called Jersey's in Canton, and then I was going to walk in the bar, and the cops that worked there just walked up to me and said, "DUI suspicious," and they tried to make me do all these testing. Since I denied them, they automatically suspended my license. So bull case, my lawyer.
What was it? Canton Police?
Canton, Massillon.
Massillon Police?
Yeah, I'm going to court in Massillon. My lawyers.
Never heard of that place.
Said it's gonna get thrown.
Massillon?
Yeah, I was with some girls. They parked. I parked next to them, and we was all walking in.
I think he thought I was them because they was blasting music because there was 4 of them in one car, and it was just me. It's all okay.
You say you own landscaping business?
Yeah. 5 Brothers LLC. 5 Brothers LLC.
5 Brothers LLC.
Yeah, 5 Brothers Lawn Care.
What properties you own? If you don't mind me asking.
I own 5 properties, houses.
Like in
rental
equity
properties.
or just rental properties?
Yeah.
Nice. We'll be right back with you.
Yo. They taking you to the bounty? I don't know. I'm in the back of the cop car. We about to come down here right now. Hang the phone up. I'm just gonna keep it on, man. Oh yeah. Yeah, keep it on.
So man, this is the deal, okay? You're gonna have to take a charge on this, alright?
Come on, dude.
If you go to court and they decide that what we have is not enough to be convicted of it, then it is what it is, okay? Based on this amount of money, the nominations, and the sheer amount of weed, I mean...
Right, me too.
I can't just get a possession.
So I guess I was wrong.
Yeah,
I guess they are going to hit them with the trafficking or attempt to distribute or whatever way they phrase it or file it or.
Yeah, once you have so much, it doesn't matter what you have with it too.
You know, showing that you were trying to do all of that with that amount. Guess not.
And the weed, dude.
Nah, man. We're not going to tow your car, though. Leave it parked here.
Do I gotta go to jail?
Yeah, you have to go for that, for trafficking.
Oh, man.
But like I said, when it comes to trafficking marijuana as well as trafficking other narcotics, the penalties are a lot less severe. So.
Yeah, I know. I got my shit all the way together. I don't even have to go to court for that weed, dude. Or go to jail for some weed. Well, can I make some phone calls to let them know I'm going there? Because I have my dog at my house.
Let me get some paperwork done first, but...
Damn, not even letting him call.
Oh, no, dude. When you go to jail, they're going to have you in the... Oh, I'm going to be in a holding cell all day, and I got to go to court and get a bond.
As long as we got our paperwork done, well,
You can't call down and see if you could just release me with a ticket?
Nah, man. We're not doing that, okay? Not for trafficking. You can't do that.
I mean, just to be like our supervisor, our boss, would have our if we issued you or something. Like we can't for a trafficking offense.
I mean, I tried to issue a guy a summons for a similar, probably I believe a lesser offense. He wasn't too happy about it, so.
I mean, just to be completely honest with you, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if we could have, we would have, we could, if we would.
Yeah, I gotta have someone come grab the car.
They want, even the way they talking, they making it seem like and sound like it's a waste of time. They trying to say it without saying it, basically, because they know everything is being recorded, sounding off. So they even saying it like it's, I tried, but we can't, and we'll get in trouble but they kind of know that it's kind of a waste of time. So I don't understand it.
Hey, Sarge.
For some weed.
Yeah, no problem at all. How's the family doing?
I wonder if I call my lawyer if he'll be able to get a hold of a judge and give me a signature line.
It's possible. I mean, it might give you a signature when you get there.
When I get there?
I'm telling you maybe. I have no idea. I don't know how deputies do this. Communicate with them after.
Are you going to charge me with the driver suspension too, or no?
Am I? Yeah, we're going to be...
Can you give me a leeway on that? Because I'm working on getting my license.
It's not a criminal charge. It's a traffic site.
I know, but it makes my suspension go... I'm going through suspension in Massillon right now for a bogus DUI.
that my lawyer's gonna get thrown out. So I'm trying to not get any more that he has to deal with, you know?
Then why drive?
And they definitely won't.
Don't drive and get your stuff straightened out, man. Like, why drive? I hate this for bro, but yeah, some of it he brought on himself.
Or you gotta charge me with the whole. Nah, you already gave me a felony for some weed. Can you look out on something?
I'm not towing your car, am I?
No.
Technically, I'm supposed to do that. You being a suspended driver, but I'm trying to work with you as much as I can.
So can you just hit me with the weed charge?
No, we have to get. We're giving you a citation. We have to.
Ah.
He's salty as fuck. I would be too, though.
Go to jail. 43439. Can't even go to jail for some. Why did you do that? You might release me?
I don't think so. It's like you said, it's trafficking, so.
They don't care about no weed, dude.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
I do agree with you, but it's just a trafficking charge. And
be tight though, at least. Why is he popping my hood?
he's checking to see if there's anything in there. Put stuff in there, man. It's funny. People put guns and stuff in the hood a lot of times, and they'll get in a fight, and they'll go up there, they'll pop their hood, pull out a gun.
I don't know.
It's not unheard of.
And you do recognize that fella, right?
Who?
The guy who wants to take your car?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do want to take your car?
Yeah, I just need to have him call my girl, so
yeah, I'll have him
come over.
Are you pretty much done with everything?
Yeah. Just have him come over here, and then I'll tell him how to get a hold of her.
Yeah. Is it like a clasp?
Yeah,
Just done.
What's up, Patrici?
Such a clip.
I see it. This one?
Yeah, it's a charm on there. Don't drop it.
Be careful.
Thank you.
Look good?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, not quite yet. Just in a second. He wants you to have a gym. There you go. Before this all gets taken care of, right? So, although you run from us, it's hard to argue against you running from us, right?
Sure, you can catch him.
Yeah, that's it.
You got those slides on, man. I don't think you're running too fast.
You ditched the slides. I don't know, man. I don't know if you're a track star. I'm not as spry as I used to be. Yeah. I'm good for a couple blocks after that I'm done.
So, I'll give you a pen. You just got to sign right here, basically.
Watch your head when you get there, man. Get the seatbelt for you real quick on this side. Doesn't really work that well. We'll turn it on for you and see. But
What the fuck? What, dude?
So I'm thinking this is in either Ohio somewhere or something like that. So if y'all riding around, you know what you can't be riding around with. You know how much you gotta have, or they hit you with a couple charges. One being trafficking. You know what I mean? Which it could be bad against you. So make sure you up to date on how much you can have if it's legal in your state, bro. Make sure you follow up on that. Just don't hear it's legal and then just go crazy. All right? Y'all be safe, though.
Crazy work. Let's see.
At 5:30 a.m. on October 3rd, 2021, a concerned neighbor called 911 after a house fire had engulfed a home at the 2400
Right.
block of 15th Avenue Court in Greeley, Weld County, Colorado.
No, there's a house on fire.
Okay,
I think there's someone in.
okay, what's your phone number in case we get disconnected?
I don't know, man. The house is fire. Somebody's in there, I think.
Okay, I have this in, and just to confirm, is that going to be a house or an apartment?
If the house is on fire, man,
Okay,
you need to get the firemen here.
they're coming as fast as they can, okay? What makes you think that someone's inside?
Because there's a dog barking and there's a car in this place. Man, you gotta get the fire truck.
Okay, I don't think I'm gonna watch this. That's actually funny as fuck. Hang on.
So we
I
got a
want to keep
situation.
watching that dude. Hold on.
We got a situation.
His body cams are always funny. At least to an extent. Okay, let's see what this is. It's something about 911 calls.
So in one of the videos we was watching, I told y'all, or I said to y'all, some of y'all are just too relaxed. Y'all are too relaxed. You don't think this world is actually as dangerous and bad as it is. It's a cold world, right? Some of y'all are still riding around, leaving your kids in the car with the car unlocked, you going inside the store, right? Some of y'all are still too relaxed with who you let your kids or whoever stay the night with. You don't be checking to see or really on top of things like that. Just too relaxed with your kids and different things. You're too trustworthy. We talk about that all the time too as well. How trustworthy are y'all nowadays? Like, I have severe trust issues. I do. Based on a lot of things I've seen. People that you think are nice people are really demons. And will do some of the most heinous things to you, to your children, to your family. So
It's crazy.
you gotta show videos like this to remind people, no, lock your doors, protect your family. Like, be skeptical of everyone. Don't trust everyone. Don't ride around and leave your kids in the car unlocked. This video here is when people realize they've been found. Let's get to it.
No, not yet, but let's keep it going. Took off around the back. I've been looking all night.
You should have.
Come on, can y'all come to me? Come to me. Yeah, come to me. There's an opening right here. Come on, kids, come to me. Kids.
This is the moment cops found missing children just hours before they would have went missing forever.
Ain't Jesus good? He's good.
And this is just one of 4 gut-wrenching examples of when missing people got found by cops, starting with this girl who wasn't lost or hiding, but instead kidnapped by a psychopath.
He broke into my Las Vegas
apartment and stole me from my home. 32-year-old Jack had been
What the
planning
fuck?
to kidnap his ex-girlfriend for over a year, or at least that's what he told her as he drove her away in his van, kicking and screaming. He just might have gotten away with it too, but unfortunately for him, there were witnesses and police had a description of his vehicle. It still wouldn't be easy though, as all they knew was that the girl was forced from her apartment and appeared to be handcuffed. They found a knife and signs of a struggle in her apartment, and cops knew they were on a timer, as Jack was known to be unpredictable and dangerous. Luckily, just 12 hours after she was taken, Jack's van was spotted driving along US Highway 84, and police began the most horrifying stop of their careers.
Get on your PA! There is a passenger! There is a passenger! Open the door! Get outside! Hey, keep them up! Keep them coming back! Keep them coming back! Hands up! Hands up, passenger! Get on the ground, passenger! On the way! Yeah, I got passenger! I got passenger!
That is not the missing girl who stepped out of the car. It's Jack's accomplice, 19-year-old Sophie. They've managed to find and apprehend the suspects, but as it stands, police have no idea if the missing woman is in the car, or even if she's alive.
Put a camera on this thing. Got a camera. You need a...
Oh my God, thank you! Suddenly, officers spot someone else in the car, and they appear to be restrained like some kind of wild animal.
That's what I was about to say. The chains around the neck, around the wrist. Like, what were they about to do to her? I don't care what you went through. Nobody don't deserve to be treated like what was they about to do? Like, you got this person chained.
Wow.
Like an animal inside of a van. Like, thank God the police found her when they did. You got you. Hey, what is he finna do? I just can't get past that thought. Like, what were they gonna do to her?
Okay, we're gonna get you out of here, okay? I got pictures of her and I got pictures of the chains. Hold on. There go the hands, okay? Got it? Hold on.
He had me earlier and I got him to take him off. Jack had allegedly told his victim he was taking her to a cave which he and Sophie had prepared, where he was going to brainwash her into agreeing to marry him. The woman, who was later identified as Jane, was found chained to the floor of the vehicle. Other than the intense mental anguish and trauma of the event, she was unharmed.
Sarge,
6 times.
I don't got a key for this one, guys. Sarge, I don't got a key for the neck one.
Okay.
Here it is. Okay, hold on, give me time.
Yo, for the rest of my life, I would never want another chain around my neck. I would never want... don't make no slavery jokes, all right? I don't know why I just heard somebody make a slavery joke. But anyway, for the rest of my life, I wouldn't want... Like, could you imagine that feeling? Like, what that would do to you mentally?
True.
Man, the sound of a chain link, anything, would make you probably freeze and tense up.
I was in Las Vegas. He broke into my Las Vegas apartment and stole me from my home.
Las Vegas, New Mexico?
Nevada. He hauled ass.
Do you know the guy?
Yeah, he's my ex-boyfriend. How did you know?
They called us and told us.
Who did?
I was up at the office trying to run and see if we had anything on him.
He dragged me out of the place and I fought so hard because I was like, this is how you die. And I think a neighbor saw me getting dragged out. He choked me out like 6 times because I kept fighting so hard.
Okay, did you lose consciousness when he was choking you?
Yeah, it's like 6. He choked me out 6 times.
Okay.
Kidnapping is a serious offense in Nevada, and of course comes with a heavy punishment. Taking an adult for ransom or with intent to harm is classed as first-degree kidnapping and can come with a maximum sentence of life in prison. From what Jane is describing, Jack has caused her harm and had worse in mind. His unhinged behavior was later witnessed as he was taken to jail.
Got a favorite hymn? No, I don't. Why not? I don't know. I've never been into them. What about you? What about Amazing Grace? You like that one? I'll take it.
Of course, there would be no saving
What the
him,
fuck?
as he was later sentenced to a life in prison. His accomplice, Sophie, identified as a woman, but was sentenced under her birth name, Samuel, where she was given 63 months in prison and 5 years supervision on release. Jane knew her kidnapper, which is terrifying in its own right. But imagine waking up to find you're being kidnapped by a total stranger and you've got no idea what they have in store for you.
He was driving like crazy, and I couldn't talk with him. He didn't want to stop. I don't know if he's crazy or what's happened with him.
When a woman took a nap in a family car at a truck stop in Columbia County, she woke up to find herself in the middle of a living nightmare. A man she doesn't know is driving the car and her husband is nowhere to be seen.
See, this is why when I used to drive trucks, bro, I take the seatbelt, run it through the door, pull it tight, have that as my first line of defense, right? Do it on both sides. Then, have me a nice little blade, sleeping with that. And I had some other things set up, like sleeping in a truck stop in areas, it's dangerous, man. But we had to do it. You either had to sleep at a truck stop, you were sleeping at the receiver of the shipper, or you were sleeping at a rest area or something like that. Sometimes when you drop off at a shipper, a receiver, I had to pull off on the road and sleep, and they had an area like on the road where they didn't bother you, but it was people walking up and down that road all night, and you have to be like, you gotta literally sleep with one eye open.
Last thing she knew, her husband had just gotten out of the car to go into the gas station. She has no idea what happened after that, but knows she has to let someone know what's happening. Luckily, she has her cell phone and dials 911. Patrol cops are immediately notified and set off in search of the stolen vehicle.
See anything?
33, just passing SHP.
As soon as the officer sees the vehicle they're looking for, he begins pursuit. All police know that the man is refusing to let the woman out of the car. He says he's a truck driver, and a deranged one at that, claiming there's a conspiracy to kill the woman and her husband, and that he's actually saving her life. Obviously, the cops aren't buying this, and the pursuit has to be brought to an end.
33, if somebody can get spikes at 188 and 60, approximately 90 miles an hour, still not catching the vehicle, no traffic, roads are clear.
Pursuit termination measures will be either active or passive. Active measures are supposed to disable a vehicle either partially or completely. The most commonly used active measure are tire spikes, which is exactly what the officer has asked for. Deploying the spikes can be risky for the officer involved, but are highly effective when used correctly.
65 miles an hour, he's crossing over, back in the eastbound proper lane of traffic, Gastro in 60, no additional traffic.
So what's everyone up to? Guys, make sure to hit that like button. All you gotta do is double tap the screen.
Hey man, don't pit maneuver the joint with me in there, bro. I was just sitting there because I'm thinking in my mind, oh, pit him, pull up there. But then I'm like, no. Thinking in my mind, like, no, he has the hostage back there. He has the woman he's kidnapped back there. You can't pit. Oh man, that's like a messed up trying to rescue?
Do I have mods still here?
Additionally, I don't know if you copied them at
Okay,
60
cool.
Blues
Sean B.
Spikes. No oncoming traffic, roads are clear. Additionally, for 43, the only tire that should be intact is the rear passenger side wheel. Rear passenger side. Currently approaching units now.
3326, let's talk over you and they're coming up behind 3333. We're about a half mile behind.
3333 appear to be negative spikes from State Patrol. Suspect vehicle just crossed over into the oncoming.
Better at that than me. Ain't no way I'd have been holding that in my hand. What if the spikes got caught in the vehicle and went with the vehicle? Your hand is on that wire. Ain't no way I'm holding on to that wire. Stand on it? Maybe. Hold it? Absolutely not. No, fam.
Spikes hit! Spikes hit!
The spikes worked, but didn't stop him, and he's still driving at a high speed despite having only one tire intact. All the while, his terrified captive cowers for her life in the backseat. If the car doesn't stop soon, then police will have to try another trusted method of ending a pursuit.
3333 on behind State, coming up on 188 County Road V, 56 miles per hour, no oncoming traffic. Vehicle just crashed again. It's back on the road, continuing.
Hold on, I'm gonna leave it playing while I go turn the heat up, okay? I'm cold as fuck. Okay, 1 sec.
3333, State's about to try. Hit it 10. No oncoming traffic, we're still 55 miles per hour. Just passing County Road V, 188, westbound. Suspect just bounced off the guardrail again.
The discussion the cops are having is about the precision immobilization technique, otherwise known as PIT. This maneuver has proved highly effective in stopping high-speed pursuits, and it all comes down to science. A patrol car matches the other car's speed, pulls alongside them, and nudges the back end of the car. This, in theory, should make the target vehicle's tires break traction and cause the rear to spin away from the pursuing vehicle. If you're still confused, you're about to see a perfect example of how one should be done.
3333, we're 43 miles an hour, State's attempted hit.
CAD update received. CAD update received.
What the fuck, dude?
3333, successful pit.
3333, I copy successful pit.
3333, I'm hitting with my squad.
Hit him with that pit maneuver.
Even though the vehicle is disabled, the woman inside is by no means safe, and officers have to act fast to make sure
Jesus,
she gets
that was so hard, yawn.
3331 at gunpoint. I have EMS on standby. Full airbag deployment.
I'm gonna come around this side and we're gonna open that door. I have a canine. Move your bit.
Oh, damn.
Hands are up. I can see hands up.
Yeah, let me move this a little closer. So I can be comfy. And you can still see me. Oh, what the fuck?
Slow down, get her out. Keep your hands there, do not move.
Do not move.
It's blocked in, get her out. Alright, then come around to this.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, man. Bump him. You got the perfect vision on him right now. Hands up, get her out. Forget him. Get him out last. Get her out first. You don't know what this sicko could do.
Pass your door.
Put your hands up.
Two hands. Back up a little bit, guys. Right? I'll go back. Guys, 2 hands. I'll go. Right. Guys, 2 hands. Not resist.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Finally, the ordeal is over for the missing woman, and a successful rescue is ensured. She has managed to keep police informed during the initial search, pointing out road signs and other features that allowed police to find her and possibly save her life.
Thank you so much.
Do you want EMS to check out?
No, I'm fine.
Okay,
Thank you.
you sure?
Yes, I just scared because he was driving like crazy, and I couldn't talk with him. He didn't want to stop. I don't know if he's crazy or what's happened with him.
You're okay.
I am.
Are you sure?
Definitely.
Okay.
I'm just scared.
I'll be back to talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
My name is Sergeant Stage. Just call me Ron, okay?
Okay.
And I kind of started the whole investigation right away. We've been trying to find you really fast. We had a lot of people helping.
Man, I'm so scared.
Although the kidnapper has yet to be sentenced as of December 2023,
Crazy.
he is facing charges of operating a motor vehicle without consent, false imprisonment, operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated, reckless driving, endangering safety, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. With charges like that, he will be facing a hefty prison sentence. But not all missing person cases are...
Can you imagine being at a truck stop, you asleep, and you wake up and you recognize the car is moving, but that ain't the person that's supposed to be driving or that I'm with. And now you gotta get your bearings about yourself because you're thinking this is an actual dream. You're like, what the? And then when it really sets in, yeah, voice would be just as shaky as hers.
So straightforward, some can be much more of a mystery, like in the case of the vlogger who may have known more about her missing kids than she was letting on.
A couple of them are found and malnourished and bound.
When a local man answered the door to a 12-year-old son of a popular vlogger, he couldn't believe what he saw. The boy was wounded, malnourished, and begging for help, leaving the neighbors with no choice but to call 911.
Tell me exactly what's happened.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door.
That's so sad.
We know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated. He's got tape around his legs. He's hungry and he's thirsty.
Ruby and her business partner Jody ran a podcast on parenting, but the methods she used to discipline her kids were brought into question by many viewers. Ruby ran a strict household and was
Yeah.
proud to use
Sleep
severe
time? No,
forms
not
of
yet.
punishment to keep her kids in
They're
line,
getting close though,
including denying
randomly.
food and making them sleep on a beanbag. She gained a lot of negative attention because of this, and many signed a petition pleading with child services to intervene. Although the investigation never happened, there could be no doubt that something sinister was going on in Ruby's family.
So what's going on is we got a call from DCFS because St. George PD got a call about your kids that were found in a locked up in a safe and tied up, and it's siblings and the suspects are the parents.
Her son had escaped from Jody's house in August 2023 in Ivins, Utah, and his malnourished and beaten body shocked medics. Police were dispatched to Jody's house where they found Ruby's 10-year-old daughter in a similar state of starvation. Police also found evidence of abuse consistent with the injuries both children had, including 2 pairs of handcuffs, tape, saran wrap, ropes, dressings, and bandages. However, Ruby had 4 children, and 2 of them were
Yeah,
still
she
nowhere to
does.
be found. They were missing for days, and police were growing increasingly concerned about their safety. If the other kids were anything to go off, they might not last long enough to be saved. Eventually, though, a long search led the cops to the home of Pam, a friend and colleague of Ruby's.
Well, you have to physically see her. Come to that doorway. We'll go ahead and get the copy of the warrant for you, okay? You have a warrant for my house?
Specifically for you.
Yeah, for you and the child.
Yeah. Okay.
So, as of right now, I'll just need you to give your phone to your husband. Okay? And as of this moment, you're going to be detained right now, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so is there anything on you?
No.
Okay, perfect. Just put your hands in front of you, okay? Just going to place you temporarily under arrest, okay?
Yeah, right?
I'll explain to you. I've explained this already.
These people are, they're just, I don't know. They didn't even say anything. They're just getting handcuffed.
So, I'm going to explain to you when we get
Oh,
to the
it's because, yeah, I know why. This is that Ruby Frankie case.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you to my car, okay? I need this officer to stay with your husband, and I'm going to explain everything to you when we get there, okay?
So what do I have to do? Why am I like this when I'm not having resisted or anything?
Because I had to detain you momentarily until I figure out what charges are going to go with that shit. So like I said, we were requested by another agency to locate you and detain you temporarily under a warrant to figure out he's right there, which means you have it. That makes sense?
Yeah, she comes over to my house all the time.
I'm going off what you're saying. I'm going off what they're saying. I don't know what's the truth. I know that she's here. I don't know if she came willingly or not.
Well, can't you ask her?
That's what we're about to do. Okay. But as of right now, that's why I said right you, because I want the truth. I don't want coercion. I don't want her being felt like she has to say stuff. Yeah. All I can say. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in there. We're going to drive back to the front so you can hang out right in front of your house. Okay?
Immediately, one of the kids came out of the house, and the officer separated the two until he could get more information.
So I just want, if you can just give me the lowdown of what's going on today, because I have the agency that says I detained Pam. She's in the backseat of my car, and then I'm in the house in front of me. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
We have DCFS here. They're on their way. They're going to come pick right now.
Okay.
So if you can detain Pam still for a minute, and then they're in DCFS will be there in just a minute.
Okay. Can you at least give me a synopsis of what this is in regards to?
Alright, yeah. So what's going on is we got a call from DCFS because St. George PD got a call about your kids that were found in a locked up in a safe and tied up, and it's siblings and the suspects are the parents.
Okay.
St. George has mom and dad detained down there, and they are doing some interviews right now to kind of figure out everything that's going on. There's one other sibling that we're still looking for, that are kids that
They do a horrible job at explaining. And maybe that's because they be bleeping out some things that they don't want us to hear that could connect the dots and stuff like that. But I'm piecing it together just like y'all are, and I'm still like, huh? What?
I can't breathe through my nose.
You got a couple over at the other place. This lady now you just detained. The kid here, who could be like, I'm still confused.
that are still in danger.
Hi, J-Man.
I want to take them both into custody and into safe custody. Pam was seen picking up the Springville Rec Center around 1:15 today, and that's how we kind of figured that out and had you guys go out there. So we're still kind of figuring everything out, but that's the basis of it, is that these kids there's a warrant to take them into state custody. A couple of them
You're good.
get malnourished and bound and locked in a safe. So that's where we're at, and then we're still looking for the other one.
Police now had to find whether Ruby had intentionally tried to hide her kids away from the police, as it seemed strange that they would travel hundreds of miles away from home to Pam's house just to do some cleaning, as she claimed. And with everything else they know about Ruby, they were sure there was more to this than meets the eye.
So today, your daughter in St.
My nose is always fucked up because I broke it 3 different times. So I have a deviated septum, and it's like a constant sinus infection. So I can hardly ever... It's always like this. Like, I can never really breathe.
Was hooked up with DCFS on a possible child abuse. Okay.
My daughters, are you sure you have the right daughter, Stacy Crane?
Someone from St. George that has their child.
No, that's not my daughter.
Okay. Well, those officers are on their way up here to talk to you.
Okay.
And talk to her.
Okay.
And DCFS is on their way as well.
Okay.
I'm not here to argue the logistics.
No, I know.
I'm telling you what I know.
Yeah, it's just those would be my granddaughters, and those aren't my granddaughters. Those are my friends' daughters.
Okay. So your friend's daughters then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is Ruby Frankie's daughter.
Okay.
She's.
She hiding her daughters. Why she hiding her daughters? Split. Why she bringing? Or why do you have them? Huh? You know what's going on. You know what's wrong. And now you about to get yourself hemmed up, or you're playing a part in this, one or the other. But you
No, it's not red.
or you have an idea,
That's how it always is, dude.
or if you didn't
That's
ask
just
no
my
questions,
skin.
That's crazy work.
She's a friend of ours. She comes
It's
over
not
and helps
red.
me every once in a while to do cleaning and stuff.
Okay. So this is what happened. Okay. Her parents were in the situation of a child abuse allegation.
Okay.
DCFS made the report and went to the house and found children malnourished and locked in a safe. Okay?
In a safe?
In a safe. Okay? So now those officers and DCFS have taken custody of those children, and we're looking for this one. The rec center, when they went to go find her, said that you picked her up.
Yeah,
So
I did.
now they are trying to figure out
Why I picked her
why
up.
you picked her up, what you know with her, is she okay, didn't she come here willingly, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah,
So as soon as they come here, we'll be on our way.
Okay.
That's why I said you're just detained, you're not placed under arrest, just right now until they figure out what's going on with their partner.
The officer's main concern is now finding out if Ruby's remaining kids are all right and aren't being threatened in any way.
I don't know the full details of how mistreated or how malnourished those children are. All I know is that's the words and terms that they used, which means that they are severely concerned of her well-being and everything.
If you know, you ain't no better than she is. You ain't no better than she is if you know. And I'm trying to read her body language. She might just be a really good liar. I don't know. But I can't really tell if
Definitely
right now
not.
if she knows. Or maybe her friend was like, hey, hit her up and was like, hey, can you pick my daughter up? Oh, no problem. I can do that. So that could be the scenario. She could not possibly not know. You would like to think that, but you never know these days, man. You never know.
A child that's in that home.
Okay. So they'll just have to talk to her and
Because there has been, I've been a part of many DCFS cases where as soon as the parents are hooked up, kids are taken. If there's any kids that aren't in the home immediately when the kids are taken, guess what? They're scurrying around. Other family members are picking them up that way. The parent can come back and grab them before DCFS takes them.
oh yeah.
I'm telling you, you may be a good person, but there's a lot of people in this world that aren't.
Right. Well, if DCFS is supposed to take her, then they can take her. I mean, I'm not going to try to fight that. I mean,
Well, that's what they're going to come talk to you about. They left already, so they should be here in the next 10, 15 minutes. But Springville just left as I got off the phone with him, so he's probably going to be about 20.
DCFS or whatever it is coming.
Yeah, so DCFS will come for their part for, and then the detective.
So they're just going to ask her if she came willingly to my house and if she's okay?
And she has to be taken into state custody.
Oh, she does? Okay.
Because I think her parents were arrested. Is it possible I could talk to you by my car? A little out of, so we can just talk?
Yeah, you can go in and lock the door.
Go in and lock the door. Yeah. If this officer goes with you, her, sure.
No.
No?
She can stay right here on the porch so you can
So I
see
can
her.
see her?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm in the U.S.
I don't know what's going on.
So that's what I'm going to brief you on, but I want to say...
He definitely come off weird. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm hoping he's clueless and he's just being protective, but I ain't gonna lie. He give me a weird feeling in the pit of my stomach. I hope I'm wrong though.
I'm answering your question. Number one, I don't know what's going on. Number two, I don't want Springville to drive up and you guys whisk her away and take her away without giving any information or anything. And so, number three, her mom isn't here right now, and I feel like I'm kind of trying to protect her from getting into a bad situation.
That's understandable.
That's me.
That's understandable.
And I don't even know her that well.
So I'm going to answer all three of those questions.
Pam knows her because she knows her mom. She's very good friends with her, has known her for a long time.
If Pam is as good a family friend as he claims, then surely she should have known if her kids...
Hang on. I'm just a girl, just born a girl, still a girl. Hold on, guys. I gotta go do something just real fast. Give me 1 sec. Hey guys, I'm gonna run and use the bathroom just real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Okay, well, I'm back.
Friend or no friend, the right thing to do would be to contact the police to save these poor kids. Now that the girl
I mean,
is
I'm not
already
sure
away,
why
female officer
Walking Tall even got timed out. For being honest, but it's kind of sticking out for me, but
Us being good friends doesn't mean we see
I
each
do
other all
agree
the
the
time. I know
subject
what's
matter
going on,
wasn't
so
the
I don't
best, but
necessarily agree
the
with you 'cause
question
you're
to
friends
start
with
with
somebody.
wasn't the best.
You absolutely know what's happening. No, they could hide that part, and that's not the part that they show to their friends when they come over or whenever. They may not divulge that information. That's why I'm trying to read her body language to see. You have to be able to see, or she needs to say something, or the kid needs to say something. Like, just automatically assuming that just because you're a friend, I get how we assume that because I'm guilty of doing that too. Oh, you're a friend, you should know. I'm guilty of that too.
Officer can try and get her to open up.
Is there a reason you're so scared right now? It's us? Okay. Well, I'm sorry if you've had a negative interaction with law enforcement in the past, okay? My intention is not to scare you. Are you okay? Is there something that I can do to make you not feel as scared right now? Okay.
During the questioning, the officer learns that the second missing daughter is also inside the house.
Alright, sir, so I have a question for you. Pam already told me the house. Can we ask for her to come outside as well? Thank you.
Go with him.
You can sit there. Can I sit here?
Sure. I do not know the background of the case, but obviously it's serious enough for her to be detained, okay? And for the children to be present. Alright? If I had more information,
I missed what happened. What's going on?
Ruby's 12-year-old son was found to have open wounds with duct tape around them. When asked, he said that his mother and Jody would treat his wounds with pepper and honey.
Yeah.
Her son's injuries were so bad that he was kept under medical supervision for several days after he was found.
Let me give you a little bit of backstory of like how this all ended up happening. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a call from St. George Police Department because there are siblings of were found down there in a pretty distraught condition. That information came to us. We went to Springville. They actually have a Springville. No one's there. And so then we kind of do some follow-up. We find out that it's a accident. And then someone said that you had came and picked her up. So based on the conditions that we, the other kids were found, right, and we don't know you.
Right.
We don't know what your involvement is with them. We don't know any of that. And so DCFS has wanted to take the schools into custody, into state custody.
I don't know everything that's happening, but we'll do whatever you want to do. I mean,
I just am curious, is there a reason that you went and picked her up today?
yeah.
What was the reason you went and got her today?
She's going to come clean up our house.
She's going to come clean. Is that something that regularly happens?
Because she comes and cleans, or she comes and cans, she comes and does weeds and stuff, and I have company coming tonight from,
Costa Rica. That's DCFS.
Bad lie. You bad liar. Alright. We got what we needed. Get back in the car. Get back in the car. Like, you're lying. I have people coming from, and you just it just went blank. The lie, you couldn't finish the lie. You ain't have nothing else. You couldn't finish it.
oh, that was so one of my neighbors at the embarrassing. Yeah. So my friend called me and she said, hey, I have a family emergency, I'm going to St. George.
Ruby would deny all the allegations against her, and the case was seen as so serious that documents regarding the welfare and placement of Ruby's children were sealed. The court stated this was the only way to ensure a fair and private trial away from the intrusive effects of the media.
Remember what I said? You gotta deal with, the best case scenario, the best case.
So Rachel, I can just call and see how they're doing for you. Yeah, you did, and then I'll check to make sure everything's good. I called them. Everything's good. So there, we got one person in the front and one in the back, so I don't know who it is.
The children might not have said much to police at the time, but Ruby's eldest daughter, Sherry, who was away at college, later posted a social media update saying that justice had been served. Only a year earlier, she cut all ties to her family, and it appears the reason was down to the abuse. Both Ruby and Jody remain in custody and have yet to be sentenced, but with 6 counts of aggravated child...
I want to read that post. So here we go. Hi all, today has been a big day. Me and my family are so glad justice is being served. We've been trying to tell police and CPS for years about this. And so glad they finally decided to step up. Kids are safe, but there's a long road ahead. Please keep them in your prayers and also respect their privacy. For years? How does this go on for years? How? And she's been... how do you not believe their own daughter trying to tell you what's going on to the kids and the family there for years? This.
And Jody remain in custody and have yet to be sentenced, but with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse against them, it's likely neither of them are coming home soon. And if you thought that case was stressful for the cops, imagine being in charge of finding a group of 7-year-old children who wandered off into one of the most dangerous forests in America, where every second is a matter of life or death. On September 30th, 2021, a group of young children went out to explore the forest around their homes, but what they didn't know is that this area is famous for the number of people who go missing there, and the amount of lives it's claimed. The sun was setting, and to the parents' horror, there was still no sign of them, prompting them to call the police, who quickly initiated a full-scale manhunt. The cops need to act fast if they're going to find these children alive.
Come to me! Yeah, come to me! There's an opening right here! Come on, kids, come to me!
The children had gotten lost on a trail that connected each of their houses, and by this point, they had been missing all night long. Nobody knew what condition they might be in, or if they had even survived through the night.
Come on, Timmy! You good, brother, you good. It took me a minute. 86. I have the kids. You want to track my radio location? I'm going to take them out to 224. You have MCHD come over there. They wouldn't let me in over here. That's nice. So I just took off around the back. I've been looking all night long. Yes, sir. I have all Jesus 3 children. Good, ain't Jesus good? He's good. Kids, I'm the police.
Despite police asking locals not to search the area themselves, one resident knew the land better than anyone and couldn't rest knowing there might be young lives at risk in his backyard.
Here, you want my jacket? Can you wad it up? Hands, look at his hands. They were down in the creek for all night. Weather, put it on. Wrap around here. Wrap your arms around. You're gonna have to hold it up. You got it? All right, come on, let's get out of these woods.
It's a miracle that they all returned safely, but they did exactly what their parents told them to do if they ever got lost. Stick together and wait for help. The local man who found them said they were huddled together under a fallen tree, and miraculously, they seemed almost completely unaffected by it all.
We're gonna come out of here.
Stories like these are nothing short of a miracle.
Yeah, wow.
It's a miracle. No animals, no
Oh,
beds,
thanks,
like
Richard.
nothing to get them, and they were protected like they had an angel watching over them all night. That's what I'm talking about.
The team, we'll take our time.
Do we have to ride in a police car? Because
well, the ambulance is probably going to want to look at you. Make sure you're good.
Well, I'm still going. I just gonna
take a breather for a minute.
Dang it, I was bleeding.
Oh,
okay,
my light
let's go.
came unplugged.
That's okay. We'll get you a Band-Aid, okay? Yep. Just follow that little opening. Let's pick up the jacket, buddy.
I didn't know that was.
Don't get too far ahead, okay? I don't want to lose you again. I can't see the road yet, but we're close.
Although the man that found them is called a hero by many, he decided to remain anonymous and was solely focused on getting these kids back to safety.
Come on, kids. Let's come out to the road.
There's Zachariah.
What?
Oh, you're in Melbourne, Australia.
Look at you. You made it. Hiya. Good job. Good job, buddy. We made it, huh? Good job, bud. Yeah.
Oh, it just ended there. That was weird, the way it ended. It didn't end on any other note. It just ended. I'm from the United States.
I haven't seen my son in over 3 years.
My dad is a secretive type of person, so I have to find everything out on my own. He's been keeping Corey away from us. On your 6.
Every time when I would call and ask him, can I see my son, he would tell me no. He's too bad.
What the happened to him?
It's crazy.
I never, ever in my life expected this.
The penalty is death.
Oh.
Why me?
Hey, J-Man, welcome back.
It's been more than 3 years since 12-year-old Jakari Robinson last saw his mother, Yolande Robinson. Jakari's father, 45-year-old Ramon Moy, told relatives Jakari has been behaving so badly that he hasn't been allowed to see anyone recently, not even his own mother. By October 10th, 2023, Jakari has spent several weeks confined to his father's house, but his 2 teenage sisters come and go as they please frequently. Police reports state that the girls have spent all of October with their mother so Moy could take care of something.
I talked to Jakari about maybe about 5 weeks ago. I had got the girls again. I said, Jakari, Lamar, where's Jakari? He said, he right here. I said, Jakari, man, you gotta be good so you can come over and have some fun with us. He said, okay, mama. That was it. That was the last conversation we had.
Jakari's mother isn't the only family member who's been wondering where little Jakari is. His older brother, 22-year-old Jay Moy, hasn't seen Jakari for 52 days.
Well, how old are you? 21, 22.
And
I'm sorry, 22.
Okay, so that's about a 10-year difference there.
So, I moved out at 18, and I really haven't been here that much since then. I've just been popping up to visit my dad here and there. I've been popping up here and there to visit, but I haven't really been here, really in years. I haven't actually sat down and actually stayed here in some years.
2 days prior, on October 8th, Jay was supposed to pick up his sisters from Yolande's residence and take them back to stay with their father. Moy agreed that the girls could return home, but when it came time for Jay to drop them off, Moy sent a text saying he was suddenly unavailable. Jay could feel something wasn't right. His dad had been acting strange for months, dodging his visits, denying family members' requests to see Jakari, and offering conflicting stories about what he was up to. The back and forth about the girls wasn't the first bizarre switch up for Moy.
Every time I pull up, my dad would come outside to me, because he been saying he been trying to move real bad. I was supposed to help him move and this and that, but then he got sick, so he put that on hold and saying that he don't have too much longer to live. It just everything just wasn't adding up. Everything wasn't adding up.
A few months back, Moy told his son that the cancer he'd battled years ago.
All right, Sean B, have a good night.
It only made Jay anxious to see his dad more often. The last time he saw his father was just 4 or 5 days ago, when Jay noticed his dad's behavior was becoming
It's just Law and Crime investigates.
And he was taking several deep breaths. To Jay, something seemed off. The last time Jay had seen his younger brother, Jakari, was August 19th, Jakari's 12th birthday. Up to this point, Jay had been patient with his father, but now, on October 10th, 2023, he's ready to act. Because as it turns out, no one has seen Jakari as of late. Not family, not friends. Neighbors haven't even seen him outside the home.
How long ago did you start getting concerned from?
I've been concerned for the last month, but it really got serious within the last week.
Yeah.
Because I was distant, my dad be dodgy. Every time I come over here, every time I come over here to drop the kids off or something to him, he'd say he's not here. But I'm like, how you not here? You just told them. So, I came here because he been texting me today saying he only got a couple days left to live. So I'm like, okay. And he said he don't want us to see him like that, so he been staying away from us. So I'm like, Dad, I need to see you. If you only got a couple days left to live, I need to see you.
Crazy.
Hello. You live here?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah, so our captain wanted us to talk to neighbors to see if you guys seen any activity at that residence, anybody going in and out within the past week.
It's always that one family with the dad and then the girls. That's it.
Okay. Did you see them outside, like, in the week, this past week at all?
They're always outside. They come out.
How about the little brother?
Actually, I didn't know they even had a little brother. I always thought it was all girls.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
pay them attention. They little. My kids all adults.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I see them, but I wave at the dad. That's about it.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. Sorry, Captain wanted us to talk to neighbors to see if you guys seen any activity going on at that house in the past week. Any like kids playing outside? Like our main person that we're asking for is a little boy, like an 11-year-old little boy.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Jay and his girlfriend drive to Moy's home to check on him and and hopefully get some answers. But Moy isn't picking up the phone or opening the door. So Jay walks inside.
Can I ask you something? Yeah. When you walked in there, was there anything that kind of looked out of place? Anything out of the norm?
The house itself.
Just in what words?
Like, as if like no one lived there. I was lost for words when I went in that house. But when I went in there and I seen that house.
The first thing Jay notices when he crosses the threshold is the overwhelming odor. Then he begins walking through the home, and it appears uninhabitable. The rooms and closets are filled with trash. The shower and toilets don't appear to be working. All the food in the kitchen is turned black and blue, and the smell of rancid food and something rotten permeates the home. That's when he sees something and finally recognizes the foul stench. Lies, deceit, decay. Jay immediately calls 911, and officers arrive on scene in minutes.
Come on, your 6.
Clear. Is this house occupied?
It's apparently he was just staying here.
Where's the POE?
Right here.
Oh.
Where else? Doesn't even look like
The state of 12-year-old Jakar.
Sorry.
For a family member.
My dad came through the downstairs. He got a snack and a drink.
It's crazy.
Clothing and shoes belonging to Jakari's sisters are strewn about the home, but there is no sign of them or their father inside.
I mean, if there's 2 other, bunk beds, where the other kids are.
Right. Wonder if this is just a nasty case of neglect.
Probably. So the kid's supposed to be, 11, they said?
Yeah.
Was to daddy, one of his sister.
Officers make their way back outside the residence to get the rest of Jay's story and to try to learn what might have happened to the little boy inside. Did you know that your personal data is being harvested and sold online by data brokers? Anyone can buy
Oh, that's that guy's real
When this
voice.
happens, you're at risk for a whole host of things like identity theft, becoming the target of phishing scams, potential stalking, and honestly, a ton more. And that's why I'm so happy to tell you about our sponsor, Delete Me. Delete Me helps keep your personal
In the
data private.
hundreds.
I use Delete Me, and honestly, it's crazy what
I think you're confused. You're seeing it backwards.
my personal information. It very quickly removed
Look at my tattoo.
250
Okay, you're seeing everything
Doing that
backwards.
myself would have taken me a full full 8-hour work.
That says 80, and then it says 57. It's 57 outside. It's 80 inside because I was cold and I turned the heat up, and it's right by the vent. So it says it's hotter than what it is inside. Yeah, because my vent is right up there, so it just kind of passes it. So
use the promo code investigates at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/investigates. Promo code investigates.
the temperature.
You're the one that found your brother, right? Was the door unlocked or was it locked?
It's yeah, it's inverted. You're seeing things back.
So is he supposed to have his cell phone with him? Yeah.
He have a cell phone, but I don't think that is on.
Okay.
I don't think that is on, bro.
In your opinion, because obviously we don't know you, you have more insight on this. You think your dad was just, I mean, what was the relationship between him and Jakar?
Honestly, bro, he's been telling me that the last couple of months that the Corey has been like real bad, and that he's been keeping Corey away from us. And I've been wondering like why he can never come with us. Every time we go somewhere, it's always the girls. He always let the two girls come, but he never let Jakari come. My mom even noticed that. She even asked me like, why Jakari never can come to nothing? He always got to stay here. Why is that? So then, I never, ever, ever in my life accepted him.
Though Jay didn't expect his father could be capable of homicide, he knows his father is a harsh punisher. Jakari's sisters also tell officers that Moy often used food as a punishment. Moy allegedly prohibited Jakari from eating. If Jakari was caught sneaking into the kitchen at night, he knew he risked being beaten. His sisters also tell detectives their mother, Yolande, knew something was wrong, and she had allegedly made threats to do something about it.
I got victim's mom over here, brother, and sisters right here. That's the victim's family. It sounds like like 5-6 days ago. Maybe it was the last time I heard from this guy. I'm sorry, okay? So your mama Jakar? When was the last time you saw Jakar?
I haven't seen my son in over 3 years.
Okay.
Every time when I would call Ramon and ask him, can I see my son? He would tell me no, he's too bad. I said, Ramon, a kid is never that bad where they can't see their mom. That's his bull. I texted Ramon early today. I was at work. I texted him over and over. I said, Ramon, when can I come and see you? Can Jakari come over? I got the girls. Can I get Jakari? He said, Jakari will be with you very soon. He said, I'm too weak right now to bring him to you, but I will make sure that he gets to you today. I said, okay, fine. Then I had Nicky, my son. I said, well, Zayas can come and get him and bring him over to me. Then I get a call, just getting off of work. I got a call. My daughter said, Mama, I knew it. Found him dead.
Detectives are able to obtain text messages between Moy and his daughters that reveal Yolande was so worried about Jakari, she was ready to involve law enforcement. Moy was doing his best to isolate Jakari, but when he was around family, they noticed he was disturbingly thin. At the time of his death, 12-year-old Jakari weighed only 54 pounds.
My 6-year-old weighs more than that.
Like for his birthday, I seen him August 19th. He was super skinny, like, and I try not to really say nothing about it, but I'm like, damn, like, is he eating? Like, did he starve to death? What the happened to him?
So you saw him August 19th?
Yes, that was like really the last really good time I saw him, because he asked me, can I stay with him? I gave him some tours, and I was about to leave, and my little brother said, can you stay with me for a little bit? And as soon as he said that, it hit me. I'm like, damn. I sat and played with him with his toys for a little bit on the porch. About a good 30 minutes, and I left. Like, he never really had a big brother figure, man. That's the thing, and I always tried to tell my dad, like, let him come over, Dad. Let him play the game with me. Let him come to my house. He can chill with me. This and that, Dad. It's just, I don't understand it, bro. I'm lost. I'm lost.
I don't understand it.
I'm lost, bro.
Even seeing Jakari's gaunt figure, or later his
I
decomposing
see.
body, was enough to make it all feel real to his loved ones. And maybe it won't, until the monster responsible for this is behind bars. But for that to happen, investigators first need to track him down.
When you texted Ramon, did he ever respond?
Yes, he did. he
he
did.
responded to you today?
Yes, he did several times.
Okay, and what did he say to you?
I'm going to read them to you right now. Here it is right here. This is what he said. He said, I don't have enough. He pretty much saying he don't have no energy to bring Jakari to me. And I just kept texting. And then I said, because he had told me, I know he got. And I said, you're going to be okay. You're going to, prayer works and all this other stuff. He said, I'm not feeling good. He said, but I will, pretty much bring Jakari. He said, yes, I have Jakari. Yes, I have. Pretty much, I got Jakari here. Jakari's fine. But then this.
Do you know if Ramon drives?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't?
He does not drive. Everything is on foot.
Despite claiming he's been too sick and weak to travel, Ramon Moy fled the crime scene, and apparently he walked off. He should be easy enough to find, especially with Jakari's family and the community backing the search for the suspected child killer.
He would probably run to his mama's house. I can't think of nowhere else. Where would he go?
Do you know the address on 27?
I'm not even sure. I know she changed her phone number. I wonder why did she change her phone number all of a sudden? I guess not too long ago she changed her number.
Now detectives have somewhere to start in their search for Moy.
Mind if we step in for a second? So it doesn't close all the way.
But to their surprise, it appears that Moy never went to his mother's house seeking refuge. Actually, police discovered that couldn't be further from the truth. Text messages between Moy and his mother show she isn't harboring her son. She's trying to convince him to come forward. While police continue to look for evidence as to where Moy might be hiding out, his family is left to speculate what horrors happened inside the home.
My dad is a secretive type of person. He don't tell me too much or nothing, so I have to find everything out on my own. Just like today, if I would have never went in the house, my little brother would have been sitting in the house for I don't know how long.
The advanced state of decomposition tells investigators that Jakari was likely lying deceased in the home for at least a week.
Like I said, ain't no kid that bad that you gotta take his life. I'm sorry.
I got kids and I can't even imagine hurting my kid no matter how
I'm telling you.
I couldn't. At the end of the day, no matter how stressful they may be,
I'm telling you.
They are your pride and joy.
That's right. And it's so funny because he sent me a text. He
Yeah.
said, I need you to watch the kids. He said, because I need to go to the hospital. And I said, what? So I'm thinking, did he hit Jakari too hard with something and Jakari just bled out or something? And he lay down and Jakari died or something? I don't know. I'm just thinking about, I'm just all over the place.
It's all the what happened, where did it go wrong kind of scenarios.
What he put upon you to take your son's damn life. I understand you going through, you just lost your girlfriend. I understand that. Damn. Your son, come on, Ramon. Better than that. Better than that.
Did he tell you where he was at when you talked to him?
No. He just said, I told him I was going to come and get Jakari when I got off from work. And he said, no, I'm going to bring Jakari. He said, Jakari will be with you very soon. That's what he said. Jakari's coming to you very soon.
Right. And how many kids does he have? I'm sorry.
He got 6 by me. 6 by me.
And did you guys just is this a new girlfriend or it's been a couple years that
he's been with, but she's passed too now.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, he couldn't cope with that with her dying because I guess they were supposed to get married like the next day and she passed. So I don't know if he just couldn't cope off with her death and just took it out on Jakari. I don't know.
The medical examiner arrives on scene as officers are speaking with Jakari's mother, Yalan. Soon, the family can finally learn the truth about what happened to Jakari.
He's on scene.
I don't want to be out here.
Let boss know.
Y'all not going to bring him out here when we out here, are you?
No, they examine him inside. And then
I don't want to see that.
So this is what so detectives will do their investigation, medical examiner will come and do their investigation and deem what the cause would be. Okay.
They're going to tell us that tonight?
You will get some information tonight. The enemy will talk to you, and so will the detectives. Okay. So just we're on standby to standby. Let them do their thing.
The medical examiner determines Jakari suffered several fractured ribs and a fracture
Wow.
of each arm. The autopsy later showed the
J-Man. What's up, Dexter?
leading investigators to believe he had suffered severe neglect and physical abuse for quite some time before his untimely death. Now, all that's left to do is to find one of Wisconsin's most wanted, Ramon Moy. But it would take U.S. Marshals and Milwaukee police 4 months to finally bring him into custody. It's a tip that finally leads detectives to him. In February 2024, Ramon Moy is charged with first-degree reckless homicide and chronic neglect of a child. In court, Moy admits that Jakari died on October 3rd, 2023, and his body lay decomposing on the living room floor for 1 week by the time Jay Moy discovered him. On September 1st, 2024, Moy pleads guilty, and a judge sentences Moy to 47.5 years in prison.
Damn.
20 years of supervised release. Moy is currently serving his sentence at the Green Bay.
It says ashes are purest form.
If released, he will be 94.5 years old.
Damn. Thanks, Dexter. I don't know, guys. I think I'm gonna get off for just a little bit. Oh, it says chaos. I'll probably get back on here in a little bit. I don't know. It's not. The girl's getting tired. What, Dexter? What would you like for me to wait for? You want to look at me some more? I don't know how to take that.
You're making me upset. You're telling me that my family did it when I know they didn't. My mom understood that if anything were to happen to him, I would not talk to any of them ever again.
In March of 2022, Albuquerque police are dispatched downtown to
Thanks,
an alley behind
Dexter.
Denny's Diner, where witnesses describe a disturbing scene to the responding officers. Around 11:20 a.m., 2 young men are preparing for what appears to be a fist fight, and suddenly, gunshots ring out. One man lays bloodied on the pavement, and another stands across from him, but he isn't holding a gun. Before anyone can act,
It's 6:35 in the morning, so I'm tired.
You know, so I was walking back and I got food like a few blocks over that way at Java, Joe's, I think it's called. Yeah, I didn't hear anything. Nice people running.
Okay, so I'm gonna start from the beginning.
Okay, so I'm walking down Central towards my residence here.
So you're heading east on Central?
Yep. I get to the corner right there. There's about 5 or 6 people running. One of them is in a high school graduation gown. All but one of them run into this high school. He turns around, runs back to the alley, gets in a silver Altima, and takes off down the street.
Could you tell, was it a newer model?
Older, probably pre-2010.
The day is just beginning. Not yet for me. I'm gonna get a couple hours of sleep, and then the day will be beginning.
Yeah, pretty fair skin though. He had a beard.
Alright. Yeah, I'll be back on here in just a couple hours, so I'm on all throughout the day. So you'll see me today if you've subbed and you pay attention. But alright, guys. I'm gonna head out for just a bit. Get a little bit of sleepy sleeps. Alright.